What is happening, everybody? My name is Zed, and welcome to Throwback Thursday. Dial back, it's 2012, you're listening to Gangnam Style, everybody's waiting for the world to end, and we are playing Slender, the 8 Pages. For those of you that don't remember Slender, the 8 Pages, how could you not? But Slender, the 8 Pages is a game where you collect all 8 pages in this seemingly wooded off park area here. It has been since about 2012 since I played this game, so I'm gonna be a little rusty. I can't remember if the flashlight... Oh, okay, I can zoom. How do I zoom back out? Okay. So I've got a flashlight, I can turn it on and off. I don't remember if it dies. All the while you're looking for all these 8 pages, you are on the run from Slender Man. So, it's not an overly scary game anymore. It was scary at the time. This game got a lot of praise. There was a lot of hype about this game when it first came out. It's not scary anymore because, I mean, the graphics are obviously lackluster. You kind of get used to the Slender Man. But it was a revolutionary game at the time. I can't remember where all the pages are. There were strategies to beat it because once you get into these areas here, it gets very hard to run from. So you want to collect these pages early on. That's about all I really remember. He does tend to just pop up on you, but I don't think he starts chasing you until you find the first page. I guess we'll see if I'm wrong. But I believe I'm okay until I find the first page. It did have a super spooky atmosphere. Like, as you can see, everything's eerie. You're worried about turning each corner. You never know if he's gonna be there. And obviously the chances of him being there are considerably higher once once you start getting into the pages a little more. The thing about Slender Man that made him so scary as opposed to a lot of other creepypastas is you don't know what he does with you once he gets you. He just gets you. There is no real explanation as to what he does with you afterwards. Okay, there's one. Time to get out of here. So it's my understanding that from this point on, he will be chasing... Oh, shit. When you look at him, your screen will fuzz up. It will throw those quick jump scares at you. Just stuff that gets the adrenaline building here. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to sprint to the next one. You saw my screen start to fuzz up there. That means that he is in the vicinity. That's 2 pages. I've never beat this game. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't really have the desire to. But I did want to have this on the channel, and I figured it's Thursday, let's do a classic game. I'm thinking this will be a trend that I start here. I'm going to start pretty much every Thursday. I'm going to try and put out a retro horror game, just to kind of remind us all where these games came from. Because there was a gradual development of the horror genre in games. You know, back in the day, horror games were games like Doom and Heretic and Hexen. They weren't scary, you know. They were scary themed. There was gore, but they weren't on their own all that scary. Nobody would pick them up today and be scared to play them. They were just different at the time. Whereas, you know, as things progressed, you get games like Slender and then Five Nights at Freddy's, and Silent Hill and Alien Isolation. Games like that kind of started taking horror to the next level, and I'm going to try and search out some of these older horror games here that kind of progress things to where they're at now. 3 pages, so I believe he starts getting a little more aggressive in his pursuit here now. I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance he's going to catch me before I get all 8. I would have to be incredibly lucky to get all 8. My first go around here. But I did want to give, like I said, I did want to give some history, and it is Thursday, you know, Throwback Thursday is the thing, so I figured why not? Let's do Slender the 8 Pages. So I played this game back when it first came out. It did go through some updates that changed a few things. Originally, you could not pause this game. If you tried to pause it, it would just close the game. You can now pause it. To the best of my knowledge, you can't pause it when you're looking directly at him. One thing I do know is there is a path. Like, it's hard to see just because of the general outline of everything, but there is a path through these woods. And I think if you just wander aimlessly through the bush, you tend to get cornered a lot sooner. And I think there's something like 10 different areas. So the location of the pages is different each time. You're not always gonna find a page in each of the areas. I'm at 4 of the 8. I haven't actually seen them. I'm assuming that's because I just keep walking forward and I'm not turning around a whole lot. If I run into a fence, then I might be in trouble. But, okay, we already got the one in there, so we have no need to go back in there. So we're going to try and avoid areas that we've already been to, with the hopes that that increases my chances of survival. I can only run so much, so I'm trying to run in spurts, because I know he does get faster the longer you're doing this. No sign of him yet. I think that means he's behind me. I don't know if he runs fast enough to catch you from behind, or if you have to see him for him to get you. I've recently changed my recording setup here. I just haven't quite implemented it, but I've got a second computer with which to record now. I'm going to start being able to record games that I wasn't previously able to just because of processing power. Uh-oh. Ah, shit, where is he? My camera's fuzzing up. That means that he is around. I can't open that. There doesn't seem to be any pages here. I'm going to change my direction. It's easy to get turned around because you can't see much. So now I'm lost. Kind of lost my way here. I'm going to try wandering off this way and see if this trail continues. What I don't want to do is get stuck wandering aimlessly in the bush. What was I saying before? No, I lost it. I lost it. Oh yeah, my recording setup. So, I changed the way I set everything up here. I've now got 2 computers. So I'll be able to record basically my camera and my audio on one, and then the gameplay on the other. That should hopefully free things up enough that I can play some of the more CPU intensive games and still record those. If you recall a few videos back, I mentioned I was having problems recording We Went Back. Because with the recording stuff going, I couldn't play the game. It was too choppy. I'm hoping now that alleviates it. It may or may not, I don't know. They have done some updates to that game for performance, so maybe that'll make a difference too. I would like to try it. I heard it was really good, but I don't know if that's gonna be an option. I am very lost. Oh shit, he's right behind me. So this is one of the first horror games I ever actually played. And I remember just the fact that you're being chased was such a new concept to me. Like, I had played, the closest thing to a horror game I played before this was The Thing, way back in the day on the original Xbox. And The Thing was scary in its own way just because of camera angles, and there was monsters. That was something new to me at the time. So that was a scary game back then. But that had been about it for my horror game experiences. And I grew up watching scary movies and, you know, slasher flicks from like the 80s and 90s, and The Grudge and The Ring and all those horror movies. So horror was not a new concept to me, but this idea of actually taking control of something and being chased and just being lost in the woods, you're not sure where you are or where you need to go. That was such a new thing to me, and this game just terrified me back then. I can't remember, did we already find one over here? I'm only at 4 of the 8, so... Uh-oh. What's that? Does that mean he's close? I think that means he's close. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, there's been some updates, and I've never actually beat this game. I always get caught. I'm getting a sound I don't recognize. I assume that means that my demise is imminent here. I keep hoping to run into something. I think you start in a different spot in the park every time. And this game eventually progressed into the more popular Slender the Arrival. And I believe this map was actually featured as one of the... Ah! Shit. Am I okay? Where'd he go? I think I'm screwed. Yeah, he got me. And there you have it. So this game actually progressed into what would later become Slender the Arrival, and that was there was chapters in that game. I never played that one. I might look into it if that's something anybody's interested in. Let me know down below. But that's it. That's Slender the 8 pages. You've seen it for yourself now. If I can find a link to it, I'll put it down below. I believe the original link to this game is actually down now. So I don't want to link anybody to anything nefarious, but if you'd like to search it out for yourself, it is called Slender the 8 pages. It's worth a shot. It's free. It's a free game. Quick, easy scare, I guess. I don't know. Now, given games we have now, I don't find this game that scary anymore. But back then, this was the scary game. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Throwback Thursday. Throw me some comments down below. Let me know what you think about this segment. Maybe recommend some old games if you'd like to see me play some other classics. And until next time, bye for now.